Hello everyone, I hope you guys are all having a fabulous Monday. Today I'm coming at you with our weekly Minks Monday Q&A. So let's get started with the very first question from Rachel Ramirez. Love your lip color. Please share what color that is. And this is in reference to the color that I was wearing in the previous video, and it is the same color that I'm wearing in this video. And that is this one right here, which is Max Velvet Teddy. I absolutely love this color. It is a matte formula, no shine, no shimmer, and I just love the way that it kind of just ties in your whole makeup look, and I cannot get enough of this. It's been between this one and the Chanel that I keep going back and forth. So Max Velvet Teddy. Alexis Baker. I am currently saving for a Chanel walk. My problem is I will be using it as an everyday bag and wanted a more durable leather. I have had my eye on the camellia print, and my essay showed me the new calfskin with charms that's coming out. Priced for $2,600 instead of $2,100. Is the new one worth it? It will be my first Chanel bag. Help. Well, congrats on your first Chanel bag being a wallet on chain. And in my opinion, if I had to choose for an everyday bag, for an everyday leather, I would go for the caviar leather. It's a lot more durable than the calfskin, especially, as I said before, if you're going to use it every single day. And unfortunately, the new price is probably just the increased price that they're going to have on them, and it's just a matter of time. They will continue to do price increases. As we all know, we're kind of just sitting here with, with our nails in our teeth, just knowing it's going to happen. But I'm not a big fan of the camellia print. I can appreciate it. I think it's very nice. But for me, I would go for more of a classic print, such as the quilted print. So I would, if you can, try to find that one or ask your SA if they can locate it for you as soon as possible before the price increase hits. But if you really have your eye on the new one with the charms, I would just go for it. The charms obviously add a lot more character to the bag. So you're the one that's going to be wearing it. And honestly, always go with your gut instinct if that's the one that you really like. And even though other people like myself are telling you to go with a different leather or a different style, always go with your gut instinct, because you don't want to purchase what someone else is telling you to, and then later on you think, I should have purchased, whatever it is that you really had your eye on. So always go with your gut. And I will never forget what one of my subbies told me, what bag makes your heart sing? And if it's the one with the charms, go for it. Okay, Kim McDaniel. Have you heard that the Delightful is about to be revamped? And yes, I have. Right now, Louis Vuitton's Delightful is only available in the monogram print, and they are coming out with the Damier Ebene as well as the Damier Azur. But the best part about Azur is the fact that it has this stunning pink interior that I don't think anyone that has seen these pictures. They have all been talking about it. It is quite the buzz. And even though I'm not a big fan of the Delightful, just because of its slouchiness, although a lot of people say that it's very lightweight and it's a great bag, I honestly think that the pink interior of the Delightful might just sway my my decision in another way, because every time I see it, I'm just kind of drawn to it. Okay, and SZYS says, my Chanel salesperson told me they were discontinuing the GST. Is this true? And she has a two-part question. You know what? I wish I could tell you with certainty that I knew, but I do not. Some of the essays that I have spoke with say that they think that that's a little bit ludicrous, that there's no way that they'll be happening. The GST is such a staple for Chanel that they don't think that that would happen. And then there's others that say that yes, it will. Chanel, I also heard on the Purse Forum that Chanel will be doing away with any bag that's under $4,500, and obviously the wallet on chain or the walk is on there, because it currently retails for $2,100, and the GST currently retails for $2,900. So I personally don't foresee that happening. They might do that as a kind of as a marketing scheme, not scheme, I don't want to say scheme, but as a marketing tactic. But I don't know. I honestly, I hope that they do not do that, because I absolutely love the GST, and the walk is fantastic. They're such great pieces that I cannot imagine Chanel not having them in their collections at the price point that they are now. And I know a lot of people out there have been extremely disappointed with the fact that yet another increase is about to happen with Chanel. So I don't know. I really wish I knew, and I can tell you guys, as I said before, with certainty, but I do not. And then she also asked, what do you think about the LV, the Louis Vuitton Babylon, or the Celine? I find them both gorgeous. And this is in the Maina leather. And if I'm not mistaken, the Babylon PM is 4,100 and the Celine PM is 3,900 or 3,800, something like that. And both bags are absolutely gorgeous. But the only thing that I can say is that the Babylon, it kind of reminds me of an artsy with the Maina leather, and it just has the one shoulder strap, and it's an open kind of tote or shoulder bag. And the Celine actually just has a zipper closure. It kind of reminds me of the Soli, only in the Maina leather as well. And I honestly think that the zippers take away from the beauty of the bag, especially the leather. So for that reason, I would just do the Babylon. I think, actually both bags are gorgeous, as you said. I agree with you, but I would do the Babylon. I think it looks a lot more classier, and I think it has cleaner lines, and I really like that. Okay, Tracy Wang. As for getting an even patina while in storage, have you tried placing a piece of thin cardboard in front of the tabs? I'm wondering if those little cardboard pieces are there to stop the uneven patina on the tabs. Because she said that when she purchased, I believe it was her Tivoli, that the sales associate pulled it out of the back, and it had cardboard in front of the Vachetta, and she said that they had just gotten a shipment. So she's wondering if that's the way that you stop the patina. And to be honest, I don't know. I mean, it might be something that could happen to stop the patina process. But then again, I think that maybe they do that so that the leather doesn't get any creases on it, especially during shipment. So I don't know. It could be either one or the other. My goodness. Okay, Erica Alanis. Would you rather buy the handbag off a website or in the store? Ooh, that's a tough question. Well, I like both for two different reasons. If I already know what bag I'm going to purchase, and there's no doubt in my mind, I have researched it to death, I'm okay with purchasing it off the website, because Louis Vuitton is not the closest to me. I wish it was like a 15-minute drive from my house, but it's not. It's about an hour, maybe an hour and 15 minutes, depending upon traffic. Either way, whether I go north or south. And I think that if I already had something in mind and I knew what I was going to get, I would do it off the website because of those reasons. I don't want to have to deal with traffic, and they have complimentary shipping, so that's always a plus. But I absolutely love purchasing off or at the store. There is, I wish I can explain it. You get kind of a sort of Louis Vuitton high when you're in the store. I look at just about everything. It's a lot harder for me to stick to what I'm purchasing. It's kind of like if I went to the grocery store. If I don't have a list, I tend to kind of wander, and I go here and I go there and I look at this and I look at that. I do the same thing at a Louis Vuitton store, only to me that's the ultimate candy store for myself. So it's harder for me to stick to the plan and stick to my budget when I'm in the store. But I mean, between the experience of talking to SAs and trying on different bags, for that reason, I would say if I can only choose one, I would choose the store, in-store purchase rather than on the website, because of the reason that I gave you. I can't describe the feeling that I get when I'm in there and I'm purchasing the item, and when you get that beautiful brown bag, and it's just, I don't know. Call me crazy. Hopefully it's not just me. Hopefully you guys feel the same way when you're in there buying your bags or your items, but I would rather buy in store. Definitely. But great question. Cat Lux Love 8811. she had, it was a long question, but I tried to cut it down as much as I could. She has had a problem with her current Louis Vuitton store. She says that at first we didn't see eye to eye, her and the sales associate, because the sales associate was rude, and when she had asked for an exchange on a bag, the sales associate again was just not very helpful. Should I stop going to this location as this is the most convenient location for me? I feel they are judging me. Well, as I said before, Louis Vuitton is not the closest to my house, and if I had a very convenient store that I can go to, and it just made sense for me to go there and nowhere else, I would do one of two things. It depends on the type of personality that you have. I, for one, will not let a sales associate bully me or treat me any differently than anyone else. I will either call them out on it or I will ask for a different sales associate, because it's an inconvenience to you to find a different Louis Vuitton store. And I do not put up with rude sales associates whatsoever. I don't think that they should judge at all. If anything, they should welcome you with open arms, because you are going in there to spend, whether it's $100 or whether it's $100,000, they should treat everyone the same. And you can do, like I said, you can do one of two things. You can either call her out on it and say, you know, I don't appreciate the way that you're speaking to me, and just be very diplomatic about the situation. Or you can ask for someone different, because you don't want to inconvenience yourself because of someone's shortcomings on customer service. So always remember that. I would just do one of those two things. I would, don't ever let someone make you feel like they're judging you. And if they are, always ask for someone else. Okay. Apelila Aloha, my very good friend. I love my Burberry Haymarket tote, and I use this as my work bag. My coworker called it a cheap bag, and she wears an MK with MK all over it. MK for Michael Kors. How do I react to her comment? When people see Burberry, is that the first impression that comes to mind? What do you think? You know what? In the past, I haven't been a very big fan of Burberry, especially the Nova Check, if I'm not mistaken. I always forget when I do the videos. But it doesn't matter if people are going to judge, as I said before, and I will say it again. If that's your work bag, you have, number one, you do not owe any explanations whatsoever. Unfortunately, they are entitled to their own opinion. But I would just look at the person, smile, and say, okay, sure, whatever you say. Okay. Like, if you kind of give in to them and their negative comments, it's going to fuel the fire, and it'll kind of make the other person feel like, oh, I really got to them. Oh, they are carrying a cheap bag. You know what? It's your bag. It's your work bag, whether it's your work bag, your evening bag, or your everyday bag. It doesn't matter. If you wear it, if you sport it, you rock that bag, no matter what it is. Like I said, don't give in to the nasty comments or the negative comments. I think people are sometimes there just to judge. Obviously, Burberry has been around a lot longer than Michael Kors, and it has a very prestigious name attached to the label. So there is a huge difference between the two. I am not a big fan of Michael Kors bags. I've told you guys this before. I am not here to judge. If someone prefers a Michael Kors bag, then by all means go for it. But they are not for me. And for someone to say that, I think that they're maybe just trying to make you feel bad. And honestly, don't give it any more thought. If they continue to say that, just say, sure, whatever you say. And just kind of smile and walk away. I think that will get to them more than actually feeding into the negative comments. But trust me, we have all had those comments, whether we carry Chanel or Louis Vuitton, or no matter what it is that we're carrying, people tend to try to bring us down. And you know what? It's not going to work. You know why? Because we are fabulous. That's why. But great question. Okay, Rabina McKnight. Should I sell my 4 key holder or my clay? Ooh, tough decision. I have change in my clay, but it seems like I don't reach for it when I'm out and about. Please help. Well, as most of you know, my 6-ring key holder would be the last item from my collection that I would ever, the last item, if I had to choose, would be the last one that I would sell. But the clay is such a staple in our Louis Vuitton addicts closets or collections that I wouldn't sell it. Keep using your 4-key holder, especially because the reason why I use it so much is because I've told you guys before, I don't like the fact of loose keys being in bags. I think that it hurts the lining. It might hurt other items in the bags. So I like to keep my 6-ring key holder for that reason. So I would keep the key holder and keep the clay because even though, like for example, right now I'm still using my Speedy 35 in the Demi Ebene print. I don't reach for my clay as much. I have, as you guys know, my bobby pins, and actually right now I have 2 mini lipsticks, and I have bobby pins, and I have a hair tie in there. And I don't reach for it as much when I have my bigger bags. However, when I go compact, these little guys are, they are lifesavers. I have featured these guys on so many of my monthly favorites that maybe if you change out your bag and if you go, as I said before, if you go compact, maybe this is what you would want to use in there for your credit cards or maybe like I have in here, maybe some small lipsticks, but I would not sell the clay. I am a huge fan of the clay, and yeah, just thinking about selling these. I think I have 6 or 7 of them. I am obsessed with these, and I think they are wonderful. So no, just try to find a different, if you can, try to find a different, what's it called? A different thing for it, a different, I can't even think of the word, a different purpose for it. There you go, purpose. My goodness. Okay, Marsha Shoe. What color is your bandeau in the video, in the previous video? And you know what? I tried looking it up. I couldn't really tell. The bandeau that I had on my Speedy 30 Demi Azur, and I will make sure and link down the video below so you guys can see what I'm talking about. It is actually a map monogram bandeau. And when I looked on the website, I didn't see the same color because mine is a gray, and it kind of gradually goes into like a pink and a dark pink and then a light pink, and I didn't see it on the website. So I'm gonna have to check through my paperwork and see if I can find the exact color, but unfortunately I do not remember off the top of my head. It is the bandeau that I got when I was in Paris, and I promise, I've had a lot of people ask me that question, so I'm gonna do my hardest to find the description on it so I can make sure and let you guys know, and I will put it in the description box below of this video. Okay, Shannon C. Please show us your shampoo, hair care, etc. I get a lot of questions on my hair, and I actually I don't like to use expensive shampoos on my hair. I don't like to use moisturizing shampoos on my hair because I have very thick hair. I have a lot of hair, and I have noticed that even though it says weightless formula and this, that, and the other, it tends to weigh down my hair a lot, and it makes it look extremely greasy, and I do not like that look. So I'm going to show you guys what it is that I actually wear, or what I put on my hair every single day, because I do wash my hair every single day. I know a lot of people out there don't. I unfortunately do. This is what I use right here. And this is the Herbal Essence. It's a smooth collection. And I used to use these when I was 12, 13. And then I started using Garnier and Tresemme. And like I said, I don't spend a lot of money on my shampoos. These two right here, however, give me such a luster on my hair. And I love the way that my hair smells. I'm totally going to date myself right now. But for those of you that remember, Herbal Essence used to have commercials about how great they smelled. And you know what they do? I get, when I'm at work, if I walk by someone, it's kind of funny because some of my coworkers will say, "What are you wearing? What is that? Your hair smells so good." And it's because of this. And I love it because it doesn't weigh down my hair. It doesn't make it greasy. And I think it's a wonderful, wonderful shampoo that I am obsessed with, the shampoo and the conditioner. And then when I get out of the shower, I use this religiously, which is Garnier Fructis Sleek and Shine Anti-Frizz Serum. I don't have frizzy hair because my hair, the way that you guys see it now is actually the way that it is. I don't blow dry my hair. I try not to. I think I can count on one hand how many times a year I blow dry my hair. I kind of let it air dry, so it's very straight. And I just really like, again, the fact that it, because as I said before, I have a lot of hair throughout the day. It tends to get really have a lot of knots. So the fact that I use this guy right here helps prevent that, and it just kind of leaves it pretty sleek and without knots. But that is what I use. Nothing fancy, nothing crazy, no expensive shampoos here, but I absolutely love what I use in my hair, and I will continue to do so. But thanks for the question. Okay, let's see. My questions are over here. All right. Aracelis Correa. What are your thoughts on giving a 13-year-old a mini pochette or maybe a MK Michael Kors large wristlet for their birthday? Do you have any suggestions? Where do you store your LV bag keys? Okay, so a mini pochette or a multicolor, a Michael Kors large wristlet for their birthday. You know, I kind of go back and forth with this question because part of me says a Louis Vuitton. I wouldn't do a Louis Vuitton. I would probably do a Coach. They have funner colors and stuff like that if I was to pick out of a wristlet for a 13-year-old. But then again, I don't have children, and I think that if I had a child, I would probably try to buy them the moon. So I don't know. I'm stumped on this question. I don't know how to answer it. I would probably, it depends. If you're the 13-year-old is very careful with their items. If they're not, I would go for, like I said, a Coach or maybe the Michael Kors. But if it's a very special birthday, as 13 is, I would do the mini pochette. Why not? It's a great piece, and I can imagine how cute it would look because they can use it so many different ways, and they can store their items in there. So you know what? I'd say go for either one. The mini pochette would be a great piece. Or if you're a little skeptical on how they would care for it, I would probably try the Michael Kors or the Coach, as I said before. And where do you store your LV bag keys? If you're asking about Sweeties, my Almas have the little key clochette that's, dangling on the tab. But my keys, I actually just leave them in the little pouch right here. I don't use this pouch for anything else other than my keys. So my keys just tend to stay in there. Just like that. But yeah, I don't put them on the little D-ring inside or anything like that. But great question. Okay, Kath's addiction. A Neverfull question for you. Do the shoulder straps stretch at all with wear? I keep buying and selling this bag in fear I'll ruin the Vachetta with my deodorant. What's the best tote suggestion you might have? Honestly, the best tote suggestion for me is the Neverfull. Last week, someone asked me if I had $1,500, what bag would I purchase? And I said the Totally, not because I think that the Totally is better than the Neverfull. It's just I assumed if it was a bag that I didn't have in my collection, therefore I said Totally. But hands down for me would be the Neverfull. And over time, and I told you I would do kind of a demo. I know what you're talking about. I don't have the smallest arms. But when I first got the bag, as you can see right here, it tended to hit my underneath my armpit, and I was very skeptical about my deodorant as well. I was very nervous. And over time, depending upon how much you fit in here, because it is leather, it will start to, in a sense, stretch out. Not only that, depending upon how much weight you put in the bag, this will kind of start to sag down a little bit. Not as bad as you would think. This bag is, oh my goodness, I think 3 or 4 years old. And when I do use it, I have noticed that there are no deodorant marks on there, I don't think. I can't see any. But just be very careful for the, I wouldn't sell it. I absolutely love the Neverfull, and just be careful, when you're first wearing it, you might feel that way. Maybe wear a cardigan or a sweater or something to stop the deodorant from hitting it. But over time, yes, it will start to kind of slouch as such. And then I don't have to worry about it as much. My Azure, which is the one that I use the most for my Neverfulls, that thing is so comfy. It's so slouchy, and you guys know I don't like slouchy bags. But I don't have to worry about my deodorant or my arms hitting, the top of the leather, because I know exactly what you're talking about. As I said before, I was terrified when I first used it. Maybe there's a little bit of a mark right there, but not too bad. Once it patinas, it'll be an even patina, and then you won't even see it. So don't sell it. Just keep the bag, and maybe, like I said, for the first couple of weeks when you're using it, as you break it in, it will start to loosen up a little bit, and then it'll be a lot more comfortable for you to wear. You don't have to worry about the deodorant. Okay, and I'm almost done. Oh, I have quite a bit of questions I'm trying to get through. I'm at 25 minutes. Creyas1234, how do you wash and care for your Louis Vuitton shawls and scarves? I have yet to, have I washed any of them? I don't think I have, not yet. Some of them I tend to air dry them out, like my shawls and the bandeaus. What I will be doing is hand washing them. I know they say dry clean only, but as long as you hand wash them and you let them air dry and you kind of make sure you lay them out, lay them flat, you should be fine. Okay. Nace Russell, have you ever used or would you ever use Tradesy? And yes, I have. I used Tradesy once, and I am not a big fan of Tradesy. I know a lot of people have had great experiences on there. However, I did not. Just to give you guys a really, really quick example, what was I doing? I was purchasing a Speedy 30 in monogram print. You guys know I've been after that bag, and I wanted it to be made in France. And I'm not a big fan of their rating system, because I think they have well used, good, great, excellent, or something like that, and it's a little too vague for me. Anyways, the seller had the Speedy 30, and I think it was listed on there as excellent, and it came with the box, the dust bag, and the receipt. And I think it was, if I'm not mistaken, it was probably like $515. And I was just so excited to be able to get a Speedy for that price, made in France, in an excellent condition. There were some questions that I had as far as pictures, and I had asked the seller, can you send me more pictures? She did, especially of the date code and the tab and stuff like that. And as I said, on the description, it said, excellent, great condition, blah, 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 this and that. I bought the bag. I got the bag, and the box was ripped. The Speedy didn't fit in the box. The dust bag was too small for the bag, and it did not come with a receipt. I had contacted the seller. I said, hey, you said it came with the receipt. Oh, I'm sorry. I had this and this happen. I'll try to send it as soon as possible. So that already made me kind of, I'm not feeling this. Plus the fact that the box, and I mean, when you get a Louis Vuitton, whether it's brand new or used, and it comes with all those items, you kind of have this sense of expectation of what it's going to look like. So, yes, it was used, and I was a little disappointed, but I got over the fact that the box was ripped and all that other stuff. So I get to the bag. The bag has the most horrendous smell that I can think of. It smelled kind of like canola oil and soybean oil, or the smell was atrocious. I looked on the listing. It had nothing on there. I contacted the seller. She didn't get back to me. And then I contacted Tradesy, and they pride themselves on their return policy. And, they say if you're not happy with it, we'll refund it or exchange it or whatever it is that they said. And, when I contacted Tradesy, I told them about the fact that she said it is in excellent condition, which, by the way, it was not. It was extremely patinaed. I don't know if she had put pictures on there from when she first got the bag, because when I got it, it had patina. And when you list it as excellent, you might want to put on there that it has a significant amount of patina. Anyways, so I contacted Tradesy and they said that they didn't find anything wrong with it. The seller didn't say anything about the smells. I had to send it to Tradesy and they had to evaluate it in order for me to figure out if I would get my refund. When they got the bag, they said that they didn't notice any smell, which I find absolutely, ludicrous, because you can smell the bag through the box. It was that potent. And they said, you know what? We find that the listing was fair, and therefore you can either keep the bag or we will give you credit for it. That didn't make me happy because, like I said, they pride themselves on their return policy, and I told them that it had a smell. It wasn't in excellent condition. I tried to explain everything, and I kept getting people say, no, we can't refund it. No, we can't do this. And I kept going up the chain. I said, you know what? I want to talk to someone who will actually make a decision and make me happy. So finally, I spoke with someone, and they said, well, being as this is your first Tradesy purchase, we're going to go ahead and refund it for you, but just make sure that in the future you look at everything. Okay, I can look at everything, but I can't smell the bag through the computer. So I wasn't impressed with their customer service whatsoever. Like I said, I don't like their rating system, and I don't feel that they give you enough of a description of the bag. So I'm not a big fan of Tradesy for that matter. But like I said, a lot of people have had great experiences. Okay. And behind the bags, I read on the purse forum that they're not going to release the clay in black and red, which I told you guys before in the previous video. And you know what? I find that hard to believe because the first place that I saw that the clay had the black and the red monogram was actually on Instagram, and it was Nicolas Gisquier's Instagram. And I don't think that they would, in a sense, promote it that way if they weren't going to release it. Obviously, he is the creative designer for Louis Vuitton now. And like I said, it was on his Instagram, and I cannot see him putting it out there and then not being able to sell it to the public because, like I said, that clay has created such a buzz. All right. And I'm going to leave you guys with the very last question. I'm sorry I couldn't get to all of them. And it is from Shannon Lynn. And again, it is about my hair. You always seem to wear it straight. Curious, do you ever curl it? Would love to see some big, beautiful curls in it sometime. And you know what? For my work, I used to curl my hair all the time. And I used to get a lot of split ends because of curling it so much that I felt that it didn't really do, it wasn't very healthy for my hair, obviously, because you're frying your hair. But yes, I tend to do it more with special occasions. So if we go out for a birthday dinner or things like that, then I will curl it. And otherwise, I tend to keep it straight. It's a lot easier for me to manage because, as I said before, I have a lot of hair and I could just throw it up in a ponytail if I need to. But thank you for the compliment. Someday, maybe I will just curl it next time I do a review or a video. I'll do that just so I can show you guys what it looks like when it's all curly. But anyways, that is all I have for you guys. I'm at 33 minutes. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. I have a few questions I was not able to get to because I wanted to go into depth with a few other questions. But once again, thank you guys so much. And as always, make it a fabulous day or not. The choice is yours. Have a great day, you guys.